Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Josh. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to continue covering San Diego Comic-Con. So last time we covered a little bit of what they got in store, but admittedly, it wasn't really a good video in particular, only because there wasn't really much at the Playmates Toys booth, obviously. A lot of the stuff that we've seen, we pretty much already known for quite a while, so it wasn't really exactly new, but I thought it was still nice to cover it, only because it's pretty rare to see Playmates nowadays, mostly because now they've kind of gone under the whole, I guess being a little bit sneaky. I don't know, because a lot of the products they announce and all that, we've been mostly seeing them throughout leaks and all that, and maybe they'll make like some official announcements, like for an example, the Ninja Turtles X Stranger Things, with their 2-packs that look pretty decent for the most part. They surprisingly, yeah, I know that's kind of weird, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking NECA Toys. Why? Because today we're gonna particularly talk about the Universal Monster figures, which is definitely something to be excited over, because I'm gonna say this right now, but like NECA, I think, had like a John Romero moment right here. Like they knew that this whole line of figures was going to be quite successful. And in case you don't understand that John Romero reference, basically he's the guy that created Doom, right? Or at least he's one of the people that created Doom. I don't know. I mean, listen, I've been playing a lot of Doom lately, okay? So I just had to mention that. And in case you know nothing about Doom, well, I guess just to put it safely, let's just say it's about a space marine on Mars fighting against demons from hell. So yeah, whatever. And the reason why I made that reference too is because I remember in their 1994 I don't think it was like a trailer or maybe for a preview. I don't remember. Basically, they were interviewing John and all the other people behind Doom and when they were making Doom 2. And he basically said it, yeah, when we made the first game, we pretty much knew that it was going to be a success. And I'm like, that's NECA Toys right there. They knew that their Universal Monsters was going to sell, even though we've only gotten like maybe 3 different creatures as of now. And what I mean by that is right now, as I'm speaking, we have Frankenstein, the Wolfman, and of course the Mummy. And we for San Diego Comic-Con, basically, I think even before that, pretty much, yeah, they announced the Invincible Man, which is definitely a figure I am very, very excited for. I cannot wait to get my hands on that because I've always loved the Invincible Man. For reasons, it's unique. He's the Invincible Man. What do you expect, right? And then of course we got some other stuff too, like the Bela Lugosi's Dracula, which I think is honestly, it's quite shocking that they're, well, of course they have to make it. It shouldn't be a shock, right? It's great that they actually, going to make that figure in particular. And that's not the only thing too. They've also announced the creature from the Black Lagoon. Now at the panel, they did show, like, I'm assuming it's going to be a prototype. Well, I'm guessing that's what it is. I don't know, because they didn't show a box or anything like that, so I'm assuming that when it gets released, it's probably going to release just like that, or maybe it will be released maybe slightly better. I don't know, but that's also another one to get excited for. So they're definitely expanding their line a little bit more. Heck, we even got the accessory packs. Of course, they plan on making that weird giant table thing that you put Frankenstein on with an alternate head that you could put on. Obviously, I don't think the figure is included. I doubt it, but if I can remember correctly, I really don't know. But they do plan on releasing the Mummy's coffin, which makes sense. It is the Mummy, of course, And yeah, and on top of that, now oops, sorry about that. That was sorry. I don't want my camera to fall down. Anyway, and they did not show this figure, but they did tease Bride of Frankenstein, which, okay, that's nice. Of course, it makes sense to add her. So it kind of makes you wonder what other figures they plan on adding to the collection, because it pretty much seems like they don't plan on stopping. So that's fantastic. So just to kind of get a good idea of how these figures look. I own 4 figures. Wait, actually, what? Yeah, 4 figures right as of now, right? I got the black and white Frankenstein. I got the black and white werewolf. And I also have them in color. But what I did is that I swap them with his human parts. Because, I mean, I don't know. I just thought just to kind of make it different and unique. And I also have the Mummy. So, yeah. Just to kind of give you a good insight of how they look. Just in case you've never seen these figures before. And I also would like to add that they do plan on doing a black and white Mummy as well. But if I remember correctly, I think it was supposed to get released by now, but people haven't really find him or sorry, found him. Listen, I'm messing up my words here. I do apologize to you guys, but yeah, people haven't really found him yet. If that makes sense, you know, I know that NECA they got like these release dates for their figures and all that, but they haven't really been able to kind of meet those standards because of obviously what's going on with the world and all the shipping and all that. Things are pretty backed up right now, so a lot of figures that were meant to get released early, unfortunately, have not. So who knows when these figures will come? It's kind of random at this point, so it's kind of a give or take situation. This is something you're either excited for or you're not, because obviously they got a lot of products that they announced. So it's like, wow, you can't help but wonder how are they able to pretty much release them at a pretty standard time. Like, not to get off topic, but even with their Predator figures, I remember I covered it during the New York Toy Fair. We're supposed to get some figures released by now. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know one of them was the I think the Stoneheart Predator. I hope I got that name correct. That I believe is supposed to get released maybe this month or maybe next month. Not too sure. That's that weird giant like 11 or 12-inch Predator figure that's based off of an old video game from the PS2 days. I forgot what the game was called. Okay, I apologize, but yeah, just to kind of give you a good insight. So the reason why I mentioned that it's because they did show it off like the black and white mummy, and they showed the box too, and I'm like, ooh, that looks unique. You know, I mean, the boxes are always the biggest highlights when it comes to the NECA figures, obviously, because what they use for their covers is they use like the old posters based on like the old films. You know, so like Frankenstein, and you got the cover art is the Frankenstein poster, so you know they pretty much it catches your eye. But when it comes to the black and white stuff, obviously they get a little more creative with it, and you know, and like I say, you know, it's nice to have the black and white versions too. So I would assume that they will make a black and white version for the creature from the Black Lagoon and the Invincible Man. I mean, why wouldn't you? It only makes sense. So just thought I mentioned that because even though I don't remember if they were there, they actually did announce that they were gonna make black and glow in the dark. I was gonna say black and white. I'm so stupid. They were gonna do glow in the dark versions of the monsters as well. And the reason why they're doing that is because it's meant to be kind of an homage to like these old Universal Monster toys that had that same feature of glowing in the dark and whatever. So, like I said, I don't remember if they showed them off. And I'm just gonna show you this real quick, just to kind of get a good idea of like the black and white and the color versions and all that. You know, just as a good insight. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I don't remember if they showed those off. I don't think so. I think it's good for me to mention it anyway, just in case anyone's interested, because I mean, and they don't have accessories either, so it's a give or take type of thing. That's something that you either want for your collection or you don't. You know, I mean, I for one, I mean, I'm 50-50. I'm really digging this whole line, but at the same time, do I need it? Is this something I need? You know, that's pretty good analysis, right? Yeah, so I'll leave that up to you guys. You know, I won't go too much in depth with it. So the next thing I guess we should talk about is with the Bela Lugosi Dracula, which looks very, very interesting. Especially the fact that he comes with a bat, and he comes like this weird little stick thing, so you could pretty much have the bat kind of floating around if you wanted to. You know, that definitely a lot of people were like hyped up for. It's not hard to see why. I mean, it's Bela Lugosi. I mean, come on, that's like wow, you know. And I mean, I would say that that's like the first Dracula, but technically it isn't, because I know there was like Nosferatu, which was, if I remember, it was like an old German film from like the 1920s. So yeah, so technically he's not the first Dracula, but he's kind of like, I guess, like the first good. I don't know. Listen, it's been a while since I've seen Dracula. It's been a pretty long time, so please forgive me on that part. All right. Now look, even with the success of those movies, they made a shit ton of sequels, even if they made no sense. Like The Wolfman, for an example. Like, I'm pretty much gonna say it, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but they all pretty much died in their debut films. But then they always find a way to bring them back, and it's funny too because it's the same actors too. So it's like, oh, okay. And if my memory serves me correct, I forgive me if I don't remember, but I remember too Bela Lugosi after he played Dracula. I think they wanted him to. I don't remember. Was he? I think he played like maybe the later Frankenstein or the later werewolves. I don't remember. I don't think it was the Wolfman. because it definitely was the same actor playing in the later movies. So I really don't know. Actually, I might have to cut this video. Let me see. I hope not. Anyway, yeah. So that's pretty good, right? So So of course, now that we cover that up, so for the next one, I'm debating as to who I might cover next. It might be maybe more horror stuff or maybe Ninja Turtle stuff. Honestly, who knows? So till then, I'm gonna pretty much end it right here. Anyway, so if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike it. Yeah, and I'm out. That ending was terrible.